the job market would be like what I faced. Like my expectations were completely different. So that demotivated me a lot because I was preparing for a long time, for around 1 year, and then suddenly I found that this is the reality. I'm from Jamshedpur. So after college, I graduated from NIT Jamshedpur, and after graduation, I started working in L&T construction as a GET and then as a senior engineer. But somewhere during my work there, I started working on Excel reports and all, during especially during like the back end part of the projects. So I
Okay.
started liking them, and that's what I got introduced to data analytics and data science.
Hmm.
So I started exploring the subjects. I got to know a lot about what it is about, what this subject is all about. And then, I kept researching about it. And then finally, I thought that it's a good time to, change sector because since I'm liking this subject a lot, I'm exploring. So I have also made a few projects on my own during my
Hmm.
time, when I was researching
Hmm.
about the subject. So I decided let's resign and prepare full time for this role, and then switch the sector for data analytics role. So I resigned and I started preparing. First I prepared from various sources. Uh, Mostly those are free resources like YouTube and all. And then I took a course on machine learning. I completed it, and then I did a small virtual internship of around 2 to 3 months. Where I
Okay.
completed a lot of projects. But then when I started applying for jobs, I found that I was actually directionless. I didn't have any direction as to how to approach the job market, like whom to approach, how I should prepare myself for interviews, or in fact before interviews, how I should apply for jobs, whether there is any strategy or I was just blindly applying for jobs in various platforms. So that's
Right.
when I got introduced to Preplaced through online search and online research. Got through the profiles of various mentors and all, and then I decided that Chetan Mahajan, since he was available and he's like a star mentor, I contacted him for a trial session, and he seemed very well educated and well informed, and he talked to me about the journey that I will be going through with him, how he will mentor me, towards like applying for various jobs and then preparing for interviews and all. So I actually like what he said, and yeah, I was able to connect to what he was saying. I decided to take an LTM or long-term mentorship with Chetan, and then I started with him. It was mainly of 1 month. The mentorship was mainly for 1 month. But in those 1 month, I think there were 4 or 5 sessions. I don't remember exactly. There were 4 or 5 sessions. But
Hmm.
the requirement that I had the requirement I had with a mentor, I think that was fulfilled in the first session or first 2 sessions itself. The one thing, there were two requirements. First is that after after I started looking for jobs, I didn't expect that the job market would be like what I faced. Like my expectations were completely different. So that demotivated me a lot. Right. Because I was preparing for a long time, for around 1 year, and then suddenly I found that this is the reality.
Right.
So my first expectation with my mentor was that he will be able to motivate me to bring back my motivation level, and second was to prepare me for interviews. Like through mock interviews or to telling me that what is required, what is not required. So
Correct.
those two things, I think, in the first session or first 2 sessions only, he was able to motivate me a lot. My motivation levels were that, and he was already preparing me for interviews and all, and also he was also preparing me and giving me tips about uh, various things that we can do during the applying part of the job. Through LinkedIn, through Linktree, and all those things. So as I said, I was directionless. Like I didn't know how to approach. Like the approach was the main thing.
Hmm.
So at one point of time, I was applying at LinkedIn. At another point of time, I was like trying to form some reference or something. Using friends and other
Hmm. Hmm.
colleagues. At another point of time, I was researching about various, job portals like Naukri, Indeed, all those things. So I was very clueless, very, I didn't have any direction as to what, in which direction I should go. When applying, what should I provide in my resume as well as my cover letter? What should be the things that should be given? How should I design my LinkedIn profile? That was also very important that I discussed with my mentor because my LinkedIn profile was very short and very unorganized. So he'll help me in organizing the various things in the LinkedIn profile as well as in my resume. So yeah, that was something that I was going through that demotivated me a lot because with such an disorganized way I was applying for jobs, which and that's the reason I was not getting enough calls from recruiters, right? So
Right.
yeah, that was what was going on before I was introduced to Preplaced. No, there was a trial session, first trial session only, where we talked about what we will be going through during if we get a long-term mentorship. And yeah, what he said during those 10 or 15 minutes was I was able to connect with him in those 10-15 minutes because what he was saying was absolutely what I was going through. So
Hmm.
that's when I decided that yeah, I should go with Chetan as my mentor.
So, did you just got one offer with the entire duration, or did you were able to get multiple offers?
No, that was just one offer I got during.
Okay,
So that was
got.
my first offer and my first interview as well.
Oh,
And in the first interview only, I was able to crack it. Well, I would expect that I would have done a lot of mistakes. As far as I can introspect myself, I learned from my mistakes. But again, it would have taken a lot of time. There would have been a lot of demotivating episodes.
correct.
Uh, yeah, so yeah, that's the thing. But yeah, eventually I would have learned, but it would have taken another 1 year or two, 1.5 years to get to the right path. Yeah, I have decided to come back at it at a later stage. Right now, I'm working as a data analyst in the company that I've got, and later, maybe 6 months or 1 year later, when I decide to go to the next level, like
Right.
data scientist or machine learning, then I think I will require a mentorship, and then I will try to get someone from Preplaced. Yeah, sure. So I think Chetan has a lot of experience not just in his own field, but in his while mentoring for his experience in mentoring as well. Because I think he has mentored a lot of people in his career. So the best part was that I was able to connect with him. That as I said earlier, I was able to connect with him instantly in the first 10 to 15 minutes because the
Right.
things that he said about the job market, about the reality of the job market, about the reality of the expectations of recruiters. I was actually experiencing those things, and
Right.
then the things that he said that we will do during the mentorship session that will help me in getting a job. Well, I also felt that it's realistically possible.
Right.
So I think Chetan is someone who can help you with achieving your goals, not just like give you but go through a step by step process of how to achieve those goals in a very small steps, not large steps as well. So I think in that way Chetan can be very helpful.